All right, welcome to A Beer with Brad, episode 21. What do you think about this? This is probably the best background I've ever had of the Beer with Brad. So, I think you all remember Josh and Amy. They're drinking their wine because they're wine with the Warrenders, and I'm having my beer because I'm Beer with Brad. And that's we're recording this out here at Beaver Park out in southwestern Colorado. Beautiful scene. Josh and I have been here before. Yep. I think Amy's been here before too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
It's a cool place. Well, the beer I'm drinking today is a Berthoud. I don't know why I keep screwing up. Berthoud Brewing IPA. It's something Josh and Amy brought me. Berthoud is a small brewery north of Denver. It's a nice, kind of, I'd say, a West Coast-ish IPA. It has a little bit of bitterness to it, and it's something I can't get in Nebraska, so it was fun. They brought a beer for me to drink out here.
Nice.
We're out here on our somewhat annual, used to be more annual fall color trip, out here for a week. Was that?
I think that was a bugle.
Yeah, say, just as the storm kind of passed through, there's been an elk bugling over here, and it's the first elk we've heard this entire trip. So we haven't, and I haven't seen any elk yet, but the elk hunting season, I think, out here is really soon. So you see a lot of outfitters out getting their stuff ready, so that we know the elk are around. But well, today we're going to talk about just kind of a fall color photography. The first thing that we've thought, or that has come up a lot on this trip, is people always want to talk about if the colors that you see on the hill are at peak, are they before peak, are they after peak, and from what we're figuring out, it's a total matter of opinion.
People have a different opinion on what constitutes peak color.
Yep.
You talk to somebody, have you been over here? Did you go up this? Different roads and whatnot. No, that's one's past. This one's peak. And you go and you go, man, for past peak, this looks really good to me.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we did yesterday. We went up over Red Mountain past to Silverton. Someone told us that it was past peak.
Well, in that, we were in the same spot.
Yeah.
Brad had one person tell him it was past peak. We were somewhere else and somebody told us it was peak.
it was still good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's really good right now.
The same day.
And for what I'm figuring out is, some people, if one tree has all its leaves gone,
Then
it's past peak. And if there's one green tree, it's not peak yet. So
Right.
if you look out here, so half the people are going to tell you it's past peak, and half the people are going to tell you it's not even at peak yet. So
Yeah.
I think it's perfect.
It looks great.
It's a little bit of mix. And
Yep. Still got some green. You got a good amount of yellow, and yeah, it looks great.
And like yesterday when we went over Red Mountain Pass, the person told me it was past peak. Well, there's this whole mountainside that was completely covered in aspens, and there was one patch in the middle of it that was past peak. They had lost all their leaves, but it was really cool because the whole mountain was yellow. Then in the middle you can see that patch that had all the white aspen trunks. So
Yep.
it was really cool. I think we got great photos from up there, and there's a few other places that we were at that people said was not ready yet, and I still think we got some pretty neat stuff. So
yeah, it might have been just a hair before, I guess, full maximum yellow, but I mean, when you get out there, even if it's 30-40% yellow and the rest is green, I mean, you're still going to get great photos.
I think if anywhere, the only place we were at that was probably way too early would be Capitol Peak.
Mm-hmm.
Capitol Peak was still pretty green, but we hope to go back on Friday night, so we'll give it almost an entire week, and it'd be cool to see the difference between what a week does out here.
It should be looking really good.
Yeah.
And then there's this whole thing with peak and not peak, and so what do you think where the orange fall? Like people, orange and red aspens, does that judge their opinion if it's at peak?
Well, I mean, that's kind of I guess say not the norm. Most of the aspen just turn yellow. This in particular seems like we saw a lot of orange and red back here today.
Yeah.
So
there's a whole stand around this bend that the whole
fire red tip.
All the tips of the tree are red, and that's really cool if you can get that. We were on Kebler Pass. We saw a whole section that had a red area, and that was pretty neat. I guess none of us really know what makes the red, but you're telling me that this patch back here is always red.
Yep.
And the patch on Kebler is always red.
The part on Kebler, just west of the pass, every year it's a pretty popular spot because it turns blood red on a few of them and a lot of orange, and it is just different color than normal for the aspen. But
yeah, and that's why I think that what's neat back here behind us is you have a lot of yellow, you do have some orange, you do have some green, This stand back here doesn't have a lot of red in it, but just the aspens having the variation where it just adds a lot of interest to the picture, I think.
You bet.
So we're out here tonight. We're camping. We've camped every night except for last night. We stayed in a hotel in Ouray. Camping is a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work. What are your guys' thoughts about camping, as opposed to staying in a hotel?
I mean, like, as far as if you can camp on location, you're ready to get up and roll out of bed and get the camera, it's great because you're right there and you're ready to go. But I mean, like Brad said, it is a lot of work. I mean, especially like our setup is a rooftop tent. You're climbing up and down. You got to deploy the tent. I mean, there's stuff to it. And you're camping. You're pulling out your camping tubs, hooking up your stove. It's not go into a hotel and go across the street to a restaurant and order food. So there's more work to it. We love to camp, but it is work, and sometimes it does tire you out. You get multiple days of camping. You're like, man, I could really just use the easy day. Yeah. So
and a shower.
Yeah, get a hot shower and a bed is great, after you've been camping for a few days. But like I said, if you've got the means and you can get rested up, get recharged, stay in the hotel, as long as you're getting out, the main thing is to get out there on time and get the camera ready to go,
Yeah. I think, well, for me, I've noticed is when we're camping, I'm probably getting an extra hour of sleep a night.
That's right.
But I also wake up
more times
every hour almost,
Yeah.
It can be cold, the cold wakes you up. There is that kind of thought, bears are just trying to pack on calories right now. Did I get all the food put away? That type of thing. So
yeah, and for me, like a lot of times when we do camp, I'm camping in a tent, which is pretty comfortable, and I sleep pretty well in a tent. Out here in bear country, and with it being cold, and it's rained almost every night on us. I've actually been camping. I take the seats out, or fold the seats all the way back in the back of my car, and
some good old car camping.
The only thing that's hard with that is my car's not that big, so I do have to every night. I have to take everything out, rearrange it, get my bed set up, put everything that's in the back and the front seats, and then in the morning get back up and do it in reverse.
Yep. Part of the process, definitely, with the camping.
Like I said, but it's fun. I mean, it's fun to be out here and wake up and see this. And so there's a tow truck coming, and we saw a tow truck carrying a car that way about an hour and a half ago.
There he is.
Yeah,
it's the same one. He's just driving around hauling a car for fun,
We all commented, going that way was wrong, the backwards. We don't know why he would have taken a car on his tow truck all the way that way, and he must have got to a point he couldn't go, so he's turning around going back. So, anything else you gonna say about this? Trip's been great. We've had great light. Photographers were always chasing the light. We've had great light almost every single night.
We've hit some new spots.
Yeah, we've hit some new spots.
We've hit a couple new spots, and
Josh found an amazing spot we went to last night. It was about a half-hour hike along a mountain ridge, and we got out to this clearing, a rock ledge on the end.
Great view.
Oh, it was amazing. And not only was the view amazing, but the weather just turned out perfect.
Yeah, it worked out very well in our favor. Some just great pink late light hitting the rocks. It was great.
I'd say this morning was a little bit bluebird. We did down by Ridgeway, we did have some weather that wasn't perfect, but I think we got, every day we've gotten at least one.
Oh yeah,
probably really good photo. I mean, something you'll see on all our websites, so that's been good. And
any day that you can have a solid shot that you're like, yeah, that's a good one, and you're putting it on your website or something, it's a good day.
And even today, the sunrise was whatever, but down here in this valley, we got an awesome picture in the middle of the day. I think we all got pictures in the middle of the day. So.
Which is really odd.
Yeah.
Like, you don't usually get good photos in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
But these clouds have been around all day with the storm and
kind of filtering the light.
Filtering that light, and we've gotten some really nice stuff. It's been a
good trip so far, and hopefully it keeps going.
I say we'll see what tonight brings, but the conditions right now are looking really good. So. If we can keep those clouds above that mountain until sunset, and then the sun's setting over here, so it could get in there and light it all up again like we got last night. Last night was really awesome. So.
Yeah, last night was great, and optimistic about tonight, and hopefully that all works out.
We're gonna go grab some food.
Yeah, we're gonna have fajitas tonight, so as soon as we get done recording here, it's time to fire up the grill and make fajitas.
Well, shut it off already.
Yeah, shut it off. been a good trip, and I appreciate you guys having or coming on the Beer with Brad again.
Yeah.
It's always fun, whether we're in Nebraska shooting the Sandhill Crane migration, which is always great every year, or coming out here shooting fall color. We have a good time with it.
Yeah, it's been good. So this will actually be the November episode. The October episode is actually going to come out tomorrow night while I'm out here. It's already uploaded and set as a premiere, so it should be coming out. And so this will be the November ones. Well, thanks again, and here's to some good light, and thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again next time.